Right. With special here with Joe the Atmosphere and Comic Relief Crusader, my buddy Mike.
Hello.
Confusa and Martin Acosta Santana.
Hey, hello.
Boy, that'd be a long. You probably have to get an extra long business card when you Martin. That name.
What?
Or would you have to bump your name down?
Yes.
So, all right. I am going to what? Would you say you don't get it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
You have a long name, Martin. You might.
It's a
boot. Yeah, you have a very long name.
You might need a business card that folds as big as you can.
Or something like that.
Like a wraparound business card.
Or wraparound name.
Yeah.
Like it'll be Martin Acosta Santana.
I'm just saying, I have 4 names, and you know that, Gerry.
Yes, I know. And you soon to have 5.
Look out.
Gotta catch them all.
Unless I change my mind.
It's like Pokemon. You got to catch them all.
It's funny, but I hope you never do. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. You're just so wonderful. And you've brought me out of my funk. You made me give a shit about things again. Yeah, you make me gay. Okay. So, Christian is here.
Yo,
as long as you're gay for me, that's fine.
What is this shit green?
Showing off my membership. There's another great guy. Yep. And he was doing a show this weekend and I couldn't make it because of work. And what was he talking about? Because we did Tom Petty. What was it? I can't remember what he was talking about. We talked about Boston. We talked about I've talked with, because I think that was with Brian. But with you, we did Blue Oyster Cult, which was great. And I admit it, I did not start listening to Blue Oyster Cult like when they came out. I found out about them thanks to a little movie called Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bonjour, mon ami. Bonjour.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Yep. Don't fear the Reaper, because it was on the radio in the car, and I think they played it twice in the movie, which is like weird, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a very symbolic song to that movie. And so I'm like, who did that song? And I'm at school, middle school, 8th grade, and I'm like, what's going on here? Who is this? And somebody said, that's Blue Oyster Cult. And I'm like, oh, my dad won't let me have that one. It's got the word cult in the name. Because just tell him it's BOC. And I went, I can do that. So I bought the album and took it home, and my dad never found out I had it, so it was okay. Enough of the gay stuff.
Dude. Thank you, Chris.
Hey.
Chris in the Lord has given us a $5 Canadian super chat.
And this is for you, Christian.
You pompous, stuck-up, snot-nosed, English, giant, twerp, scumbag, fuck-face, dickhead, asshole.
That's probably one of my favorite scenes in that movie.
But I hope you enjoy it because I couldn't.
And technically, you guys are part of the British Empire, so it's fitting.
Yeah.
The Commonwealth. The Commonwealth.
That's a whole $1.50 American.
Yeah. How is your son doing, Christian? I'd like to know how he's doing.
The military policeman? Yeah. That's right. He's an MP. He's an MP, but he's an MP.
So Anna has been a member for 31 months. That also coincidentally is the same length of time we've been seeing each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's connected, but I suspect it is. Because correlation does not mean causality.
Yeah, totally. I'm paying to be your girlfriend. Fuck off.
And this one goes to you loving it, Christian.
Wow.
That's not long enough. I'll give him one more.
Oh,
You're talking to me all wrong. It's the wrong tone.
You know. Totally.
All right. I am going to switch over to my screen. Where's it at? I got to go switch my camera to OBS. There it is.
OBS virtual camera.
Yes. It's not showing.
Yes.
What's going on?
You have never looked better, Gerry.
Oh, there we go. It should show now.
There you go. It's there.
Right
on.
on.
All right, good.
It's there now.
Woo! Scared the crap out of me. I did something wrong.
Scared yourself for a minute there, didn't you?
It does. It worries me. You're like, oh my God, did I crash my system? And by the way, the system is running better now because I had to replace the cooling fan underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, oh boy. Let me tell you something, John. There is this story that's still in my head that is inspired by that fucking song, Veteran of Psychic Wars. Man, that is probably in the top 10 best science fiction films of the 80s.
Yeah.
Heavy Metal.
Heavy Metal's awesome.
Yep.
Oh, good. You got to hear Anima cuss. That's awesome, John.
He's always calling me out for my F-bombs. You know,
Heavy
I can't
Metal.
stop it. Those things.
Heavy Metal was one of the staples of the midnight movies growing up for us.
Signal Corps.
It was
He's
either
Signal Corps infantry.
It was either we went and saw Heavy Metal, The Warriors, or Rocky Horror Picture Show at the midnight movies. That's what we used to go see all the time.
Nice.
Well, I will include your son in my prayers for his safety when he goes, my friend.
Hell yeah.
Just let me know, Chris.
Yeah.
And I call you Christian all the time, but I've never asked you, do you want to be called Chris or Christian? Because I'll call you dickhead if that's what you want.
Oh my God.
People have
But
preference.
he was telling you, Joe, that he is not military police. He's Signal Corps attached to the infantry.
I'm sorry. I thought he was.
And that'll teach me to trust you.
That's right. Never trust me. I'm old. Old and forgetful.
I'm old.
I'm old.
So if you're
great thing about being old is you give you a license to be an idiot and get things wrong.
And to say
true.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just going to show you guys. This is how I transposed my script to the page. So I put the script on the top layer, and then I just always make sure to refer back to it when I'm doing a page. And this is a simple page. John has been eating an apple with a knife, and then suddenly just tosses the apple and folds the knife and puts it away in one of his pouches. He reaches down to grab his helmet off the ground and put it back on as this bad guy, this gang member. And I don't want to tell you who it is, so I can't tell you who he is. But I love this because I told Mike here that I decided to make him say shit during this conversation like he's from Canada. Because I thought it'd be just a funny way to fuck with this guy. So he says, "Rise and shine, guy." Time to talk. Because I got to tell you, when Canadians say that, it really is such a weird word to me, saying guy. And
yeah, guy.
It's like, yeah. No way, guy. It's like, why are you saying guy?
I don't know. I think it's an Ontario thing or a BC thing. It's really weird.
Well, that's where I heard it from first was in no. It was Nova Scotia. It was somebody from Nova Scotia that said guy to me, not BC. So let me get this.
That explains it.
I think I'm going to go in here and draw this guy here. This is the reporter that works for the fictional version of the Seattle Times in the story. And he's the one that vindicated its call to deliver his, what some people would refer to as a manifesto, but it's just a statement of what he's doing. And explaining to him, I am dangerous as a person, and I'm not a cop. I'm not trying to arrest these bad guys. I'm going to remove them from society any way I have to. And he basically this is where he snaps at him. He says, "You're just a brute vigilante, and that's all you are." He says, "You can call me whatever you want." So
I'm getting it done.
He's solving the problem. Locking these guys away and then releasing them doesn't fix it. It just
Yeah.
postpones.
Right.
Postpones the inevitable. They're going to get right back out there and do the same thing. And this is something he says in his little statement, and it is written out. I don't know. Would you guys like to read it? I can pull it up on screen. Just don't call you late for supper, Gerry.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is that an insult in Canada?
I have to find
Nah.
a good reference image of a newspaper from that area, and in order to make it look like it's from newsprint. But right now, that's how it's written out. Draw a news. It even says draw a newspaper. I always make notes for myself to tell me what to do. Headline says Seattle Vigilante speaks. To whom it may concern, I know there has been much speculation as to my motives, my intent. First off, I'm not interested in Billy Bob, the corner pot dealer, nor am I interested in being some kind of street vigilante riding around like Bernie Getz, just waiting for someone to commit a crime. Crime like that is petty and random, and no matter how much you fight it, it will keep coming back again and again. You end up like Sisyphus with his boulders, spending all your effort and resources fighting just to break even, and in the end, you have nothing to show for your efforts. No,
Boss,
I must.
boss.
What?
Remember, we must be very clear to the YouTube's people. This is a work of fiction.
Yeah,
We're
this is
not-
fiction.
We're not
This is
calling
work
for
fiction.
this.
I
okay?
am reading from the script.
Yes, we need to make those disclaimers because they.
So I
can
think we
put us
just
out
did.
of the air.
I think we just did.
This is a fictional manifesto-ish.
Not a real world one. There's
Right.
no real vigilante doing
Calm
this.
down,
It's all
YouTube.
fiction. So, Martin, are you calm now? Can I go?
Yes,
Thanks for interrupting me.
you're welcome.
You have nothing to show for your efforts. No, I must go further than that, like a surgeon. I will find a single vein and work my way in deeper and deeper inside the crime in this city until I find the heart and then cut it out. I'm not talking about arresting people. I'm not the police. I'm a soldier trained for war. So it's war I will wage, and I'm talking about real war. People are going to fucking die. Most sincerely, the Seattle Vigilante. What do you guys think of that?
That's cool.
Do you think it's fitting
Good.
in the story? Do you like it?
Yeah, totally.
Excellent. Now I can start. I got to see how big these lines are. Need a little smaller.
Rosie O'Donnell lookalike. I just noticed what you had underneath your name. That's
Took
too
you that
much.
long?
That is too much, man. Oh, too damn funny. Good Lord. Don't insult yourself like that, by the way. Don't.
Now
do
hold on. Let
He
me.
enjoys that. He's weird.
Yeah.
I like self-deprecating humor. I love doing that.
that. I understand.
Yeah,
that.
I will always be the first person to make fun of me. All right, so
No, that's me now, I think.
there we go. So I look like Rosie O'Donnell. Oh, you did this with my teeth.
Even got the
And I
beard
think
and everything.
I
Just
think
do
the
me a
beard
favor.
never-
Don't ever shave and really prove it to us, okay? Don't do that.
Yeah. Now, just to let you guys know that Joe, hello, Joe, has to leave early. He's going to be leaving at 4:00, and he's got a meeting with staff, which I told him. I said, "Wouldn't it be better if he saw a doctor for that? Because I've had staff, and it sucks."
Yeah, the infection is never good, especially that I'm planning to do a staff thing. You know,
Well,
who does
exactly.
that, right? It's
Yeah.
stupid.
And then I was going to bring this up because we've heard a lot of booing coming from Canada for the U.S. The Canadians booing American hockey team,
Yeah.
and which I still love my Canadian friends. I just fucking love them. They're wonderful people. But I do believe that that we should put a huge tariff on Canadian sport fans that boo American hockey teams.
I
How to
agree.
do that?
I don't know,
Agree.
but we should do it. That's all I
Ticket
got to say.
prices. Ticket prices.
Yeah, do it to ticket prices. I got to tell you, it actually broke my heart hearing that.
I know it's the most retarded thing. You know, just
Because
because
I
you get some
love Canada.
It's so
And what-
un-Canadian.
It's so
namby-pamby
un-Canadian.
friggin-
There you
it
go.
is. It is. It really, really is. You know.
Did they at least say sorry after booing?
Sorry.
No, they're liberals. So they're not sorry for anything they do.
We are justified in everything we do.
Yes.
But you're a hockey fan, right?
I'm more of a baseball fan, but yeah, I enjoy hockey.
See, I'm there with you. I love hockey, but I don't watch it.
Right.
I'm more of a baseball fan. Used to be a big football fan,
Oh yeah.
but
See, I don't
baseball.
watch football.
You mean hand egg, right?
Let's not show them.
Just
please.
ignore him.
Yeah.
Hand egg.
Yeah. It's an egg and you play it with your hands.
Yes.
That's not football.
Okay. Okay.
Instead, you have to pull a weird name like soccer out your ass to describe the real thing.
No,
What's the
I just
freaking sex video? Oh, okay.
foosball.
Sex? This is
Hey,
fuck you, Kyle.
Look out.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Oh, there are plenty of those all around the world, my friend.
Yeah.
And just let you know, Zach, you are in a minority in my life of Kyles. I only have 2 friends named Kyle. One of them I served with in the military. He's a buddy of mine. His name's Kyle Fisher from New Orleans. And I haven't talked to him in a long time. I need to check and see how he's doing. He got wounded in Iraq.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was an RPG or if it was an IED, but I know that his vehicle got hit and he got nailed in it and was hospitalized for a while, but recovered fully. So I do believe he retired from the military, like many of my friends did.
You have a question, boss?
What's up?
Ostains had a question for you. You can look it there. You need me to read it?
I don't like Illustrator. I'm not the only other program that I ever recommend if you want to ink is Manga Studio, because Manga Studio's pen is actually, you can make it vector just like Illustrator. But I don't like Illustrator because it takes a lot of the drawing out of the picture for me. And I actually want to get in there and doodle like I'm doing right now. And Adobe Photoshop really since 2010 has made a lot of progress on their pen brushes and pencil brushes. I was talking about a little bit of that on Monday with my buddy Glenn, who says that I take 40 hours to do a page, which I'm like, that's not true. I don't actually do 40 hours of work.
He's just giving you grief because you're not.
Oh, he does that all the time.
Because you're not using pen.
I'm
and
like,
paper.
I get you a fucking job, and then you fucking talk shit. I love Glenn. I was hoping he was going to be here today, but he just messaged me for the show that his wife finished making dinner, so that's out. Now this is something that I do akin to Illustrator, because you can do it here, which is I will do eyebrows a lot of the time in with the pen tool instead of drawing.
Right.
Which I'm fine with that because that's still how I would draw it. But I can get it done in seconds here. And I just follow what I did with my pencils. So And delete. I didn't want this guy to have big, thick brows. I wanted him to have more narrow, not feminine, mind you, but just not as obtrusive as some of the characters' eyebrows are. Like, because Kurt Yeager is the model for Vindicated, and he has really pretty eyes. And I kind of sometimes have to toughen him up. I'm not sure. Was that somebody's phone or my phone?
Oh no, sorry, that was my phone.
Okay, because I didn't know if I needed to go check my
How dare you?
messages.
I know.
How dare you?
Such a heartless Canadian
phones in
bastard.
class, guys. That's
Yes,
attention.
ma'am. Yes, dear.
Well,
Hey,
Yes,
welcome, Bill.
Marm. What's up, dude?
Hi, Bill.
Bill Barkley. And
AKA the
Gambit.
derailer.
Do.
yeah, he's usually like 5 minutes ahead of our conversation.
Oh yeah.
Because he comes from the future.
That's right. He's 5 hours in your future.
I'm from a wee little land called Scotland. I hope things are going okay up there. Man, England is under attack.
Oh, dude, yeah.
By the way, what did you think of Conor McGregor's little speech?
That was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. I like it.
I thought it was a very spot-on commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised me that it was him doing it.
Yeah, I did not exactly expect that.
Beware of Connor. Not a good guy.
Doing this wrong. I'm doing this wrong. I know I'm doing this wrong.
What are you doing wrong?
This arm right here. I think. Wait a minute.
Are you still working on that upside down titty thing that you had on Monday?
No, actually, I'm.
That's a different drawing there.
Yeah, I'm playing a scene in my head on how to start this story. And I got one idea in my head that kind of like lays down pretty much the entire framework of the story, right? See, and like what I was talking about with Gerry before, it's like there's two ways to kind of like to start a story. Obviously, you know, you want to start it at the beginning. You want to kind of lay it all out and kind of set the tone of what it's going to be about, right? However, like I told you guys, you know, like with film, like say Indiana Jones, where it starts out where Indy's like kind of like already in the middle of a story. I kind of like that idea before it actually goes to the main story that you view on film, right? And so I kind of like that idea as well. And for me, it's like, which works better in a comic format? Because I kind of like both, but I want to set the mood. So I think I might go in this direction. But it's right now I'm just thinking it's this arm right here. And because I want to lay it out just right, because I know if you're looking upwards at somebody, the way the arm is supposed to be, the musculature.
Somebody was asking the other day about, do you ever change something if you don't like it? And that's an example of it right here. If you look at the sketch behind that,
Right.
It's a regular radar screen, but I decided to change it. I decided to put it at an angle instead of. Hang on, let me show you here. Let me run it back. There's the actual screen right there that I started with. All over it and stuff. It was circular and everything, and I decided to go with it slanted on the.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Actually, that way I'll have space to put lettering above it. If I'd have done it the other way, I wouldn't have no space for lettering on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, you changed things.
I like the holy shit look that of that guy.
Yeah, right. The guy with he's in this panel. He's right there on the right, with the binoculars. But then you see him go, oh shit, because the next
right.
The next one is let's see, is what he's looking at, which is the title page of the book with that Hind helicopter coming flying in, shooting at him on the deck. So
pew 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 pew.
Yep.
Pew 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 pew.
Yeah. So to answer your question earlier, there, Mike.
Yeah.
You know, you can't go wrong either way. It's just the way you want to tell a story. I'm doing it through flashbacks and stuff. You know,
right.
Several layers of flashbacks. It's almost Tarantino-like even. You've got present day, which is this Coast Guard cutter scene, right? And then you've got
you do flashbacks inside of flashbacks?
No, not flash. No, I don't do that. But there are a couple of different time periods that he's flashing back to during the regular telling of the story, because I think the first one takes place in Afghanistan shortly after 9/11, a couple of years after 9/11, like 2003, I think. And he gets captured by U.S. forces there. When he's found Bin Laden's doctor. I mean, I don't know about you guys, especially Gerry being in the military. How hard is it to find a guy on dialysis that's over 6 feet tall in the Arab world? I mean, that pretty much down, doesn't it? I mean, you know.
Usually the doctor that's treating him doesn't have a life, and he's outside of the public world. So finding him actually is kind of hard.
Yeah, okay.
But it is a great tool to find out, starting with that information.
Right. So in my version of events, he's found his doctor and he's going after him, and he's causing a ruckus in a market. You know, this guy's out shopping is what he's doing. And the Americans capture him, and that's how the first book ends. But in the second book, he flashes back to his upbringing, and you get to see how he actually ended up becoming a pirate and all that stuff. And that all happens during the Revolutionary War. So, yeah. There's.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to cut you out. I thought you were finished.
You're fine.
Mea culpa, mea culpa.
What's up, Tim?
I like them people.
Tim is the man. But yeah, Mike, you know, it just depends on how you want to tell the story. If you want some action right off the bat, that's a good way to do it, through flashbacks, telling the backstory. You know.
Yeah, it's sometimes I find it just a little hard because you got so many ideas in your head, right? And I try to play this out as a good movie, not just a movie, but as a good movie.
Right.
And because one of the things that I learned from Hungry Boy is that when you're setting up your page, you have to think of it like you're watching a movie from different camera angles, keep it dynamic. And, you know, sometimes, you're going to have to keep your shots tight in some, in some areas here and there, but, you know, it's about the drama for me. And I'm one of those guys. See, and I take this lesson also from manga, is that, you know, you got the setup, you know, on one page, and then when you flip the page, you got the payoff that you should be giving your reader, right? Because you want to make them constantly turn the page and see how should I put it? Like kind of like what surprise you have next.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you got setup and you got payoff. So for me, I'm trying to keep that all in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
well, what I did originally, this is morphed a couple of times over the years. I've been writing this guy for a long time. I first came up with the story. Actually, you guys can check it out anytime you want to on Facebook. The Privateer has his own damn Facebook page. It has for years. But anyway, his origin story's on there. And I actually wrote it, Gary, I get a kick out of this, as a treatment for a movie script. Is what
really?
It was. And it was the story of a pirate. But I was inspired, and I've told Gary about this show, and he's iffy about watching it, but I love The West Wing. It's my favorite drama I've ever watched on television.
Oh yeah, the only reason why is that the guys that created the show, were big lefties.
Right. But it's a really unique show. And there was one episode where
I love that Rob Lowe was in it.
Yeah, he's fantastic in it, man. But you know what? He ends up getting written out of the show later on because I don't know if it was a money dispute or what, but he ends up getting.
I think that's how he ended up on Community.
Yeah, it's probably right. But there's an episode where Stockard Channing, who I love, the leader of the Pink Ladies in Greece, if you know who that is, she plays the president's wife, and she's being honored by the Daughters of the American Revolution for actions her great descendant did during the American Revolution, and he was a privateer, right?
Okay.
And they kept messing with her, calling him a pirate, and it kept pissing her off the whole episode. And so I did some research on what the privateers did, and basically the way it goes is we did. Of course, anybody that knows anything about the Revolutionary War knows we didn't have a navy because we were colonies of Great Britain, and they were our navy, right? So, what the colonies did when we went to war with them until the French showed up was we gave letters of marque to merchant marines and pirates and privateers. The colonies would issue them letters of marque, and what this letter allowed them to do was go fight in the name of the colonies, and if they won, anything on the ship was theirs, but they had to return to the colony anything that would help the war effort, medications, gunpowder, munitions, that kind of thing. And if you look this stuff up, it's amazing how much these guys actually did for us during the war.
They were heroes until the war ended.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, right. But anyway, so I said, man, that'd be a cool story to tell. This pirate, this kid who loses, because it's also influenced by my favorite Disney property, which is the Scarecrow of Romney Marsh. It's an older one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's an older one from the '60s, and it's really fantastic. And
it was a series after it was a movie, and it was the same thing. What they did is they cut the movie into episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's how I saw it the first time.
Right, I saw it in episodes on TV. On I think it was called The Wonderful World of Color at that time. I think
it was The Wonderful World of Disney on Sunday nights.
Okay, Is that what it was?
Yep.
Well, anyway, I loved it, and the way my story goes is this kid becomes a pirate because he's looking for his dad. Because if you remember in that story, they have a band of it's a press gang, a naval press gang from Great Britain. And all it is a bunch of thugs going around beating up 18 to 40-year-olds and sticking a bag over their head and basically putting them in slavery in the Navy, right? So I had that happen.
There's a name for it.
Dad, whenever he's like 12 years old. Okay.
Right.
And when he's going to town for supplies for the farm one day, he hears a pirate openly blasting the British and all this other bullshit with nobody around in the general store, and he follows him to the docks and sees the boat for the first time, and writes a note to his mother, says he's going to go learn the ways of the sea, and he stows away on Greybeard's boat, and that's how he starts his journey to become to try and find his dad, and that's how he becomes a pirate. He doesn't mean to become a pirate; he just does because of what he's trying to do.
Right.
And anyway, I thought it would be a cool story, right?
I like
and
that.
then when the game DC Universe Online came out, I made him a superhero. I brought him to 9/11. The day after 9/11, I had him appear the day after 9/11 because this is when his country needed him the most. You know, you'd have to read the story to see why and everything, but that's how he comes to the future. And when he comes to the future, all the pirate booty he collected over the years. Yes, I said booty. He's got it stashed. Well, now it's worth billions. And so he's basically like Batman. He buys all these companies with military contracts, gets all the best toys and stuff. And
right.
You know, yeah. So
I like that. I like that.
Wait, I have this comment, and I had to agree.
What's that?
Tom Baker says that the guy that Gerry
absolutely.
Yeah.
Harry, a young Harry Belafonte was the image in my head for this reporter.
Right.
Good call out, Tom.
Nice.
And we have a question here from Zax.
Zax.
To know,
does it have to do with having sex?
Oh, no.
Maybe.
Oh, man.
No.
I can dream. I can dream.
Okay, read it to yourself, Dick.
Hold on. I'm drawing. So, Gerry, was there an adjustment period moving from pencil? Yes. I spent all of 2009 after I got laid off from the last job I ever really had. When the economy took a dump, I took advantage of that it's time for me to go learn some things. And so I started practicing inking digitally and went out and bought my first tablet, which is not like this one. This one is a screen tablet. Right. I had one of the, bamboo tablets, Wacom tablets.
Oh,
that you would draw on and it's something you have to get used to, Zax. And thank God to years of working on graphics on a computer, I have the ability to detach from my hand to the screen. That my hand moving down on the desktop, down below.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking at what my hand's doing. I'm looking at what my hand is doing up on the screen, the tool that I'm working on. And because of that, I think that it was easier for me. And I believe it's kind of the same thing for Graham Nolan because he started doing it too. Just as inks. Oh. He doesn't pencil.
One sec.
He inks. I just heard a pop. Oh, did we lose Mike? No, he's here.
Did we?
What was that noise? It was like somebody joined us.
Don't know. I don't know. Don't know, sir.
I don't know.
I don't know. All right.
Okay. Oh, Gambit. No, the thing with Rosie O'Donnell. Show Gambit what you're meaning.
Yeah, see,
that makes him flip back and forth when he's drawing. Damn it!
See, that's something I couldn't get used to on a tablet and looking at the screen. I can't do it, and that's why I get a digital display. You know, whenever I do work on a tablet, because I gotta see physically what I'm drawing. I can't do it any other way. It drives me nuts.
What's going on here? I switched it over. Why did it do that? That's really weird. Try it again.
I don't know.
It's not switching on my screen.
What? Oh.
I'm trying to go back to my regular camera. It won't let me.
If you guys ever
you're too ugly.
And now it
you guys ever decide to use an iPad, get an iPencil. Don't get a knockoff, because I tried using a knockoff once because these things are $100. Okay. I tried using a knockoff that was like $20.
Right.
And the pen just doesn't line up with what you're drawing. It's a little bit off, you know.
Yeah,
I couldn't draw that way.
Did you calibrate it?
I even have the same beard as Rosie O'Donnell. And I'll do that thing with my teeth.
Yeah, I did. It's just I never could get it right. But the iPhone or excuse me, the eye pencil,
Yeah.
it matched up perfectly. I didn't even have messed with it at all.
Okay. Ostains wants to know why not use a Wacom or similar digital drawing device?
I do. Here, while we're here, let me see if I can pick this camera up and show you. This is the monitor I draw on. When you see me drawing, I've got my pen here and I'm doing shit up here. So this is the tablet I have. And that was a gift from a dear friend, Shinatsky.
Very nice.
God bless Shinatsky.
I know it's hard to say for some people, but I really do feel that way. He knows how much I love him. He's a wonderful guy.
Oh, I love that guy.
Settings, back to OBS. There we go.
Oh, and he's saying, you have to do better, Senator.
You have to do better, Senator. Good Lord.
No, I understand what he's talking about. Oh, you bet, Zax. Because you have to, because there's no point in doing it digitally if you're going to do it differently than you would drawing it.
Right.
Because then it doesn't look like your work. Yeah. And I had to make sure that when I started going digital, that I was able to make it look like what I would draw any other time. And I do. In fact, because my hands shake so much, using the pen tool every once in a while really saves me. Because Animal will tell you, she's seen my hands shake.
Yep.
And it'll just start, and there's not a fucking thing I can do. It's
well,
the
brace
nerve
helps.
People don't understand how much fucking nerve damage I have. And I struggle doing what I do, but this is what I love to do. And like I said, this will be the last book I ever draw, because I need to focus on, like, I can do pen-ups better because I don't have to spend as much time, because sitting at the desk really hurts.
Right.
And doing pen-ups is less time, or portraits.
Okay.
Have you ever... This may sound like a silly question, Gerry, but have you ever thought about just, I'm not talking about this. You're so close to finishing. You got to finish this one. But any stories you wanted to tell in the future, why not just write a book and put illustrations in it occasionally?
Oh, an actual illustrated book. I'll tell you why. Because I like this format. I don't like illustrated books so much. I've done illustrated books, and it's not something I get excited about doing.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess it's curious. I mean, that's as honest as I answer that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got you.
Gambit's here. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, and
he's the one that said the Harry Belafonte. Gotcha.
And he's advocating
Tim wants me to go queer. Not today, man. I've got to put all my energy into this stuff, buddy. When I'm done with this book, I'll go back to being as queer as you want.
He needs his testosterone doing this, damn it. Come on.
Don't we get a say in this? We have to suffer it.
Yeah, it freaks her out. I think it's funny as shit that it freaks her out.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
God. You did not know how to respond to me that day, and it was funny as shit.
Gerry is old. He can only focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
That's why most of my girlfriends didn't like me in the bed.
Go figure.
I always know when Gerry's eating, because that is when there's no sound coming from him for 20 minutes. He cannot eat and do anything else at the same time, except maybe watch stuff.
Yeah, see, I'm so focused on drawing, I can't even respond to her.
I'm not gonna fault him for that. When you're eating, you are eating, and everybody has to respect that.
Now, here's one thing I wish they had in Photoshop, and they don't have it yet, is this tool as a guide for my pen. Because I could more easily use this to do this line. And I can't. I've got to rotate this left, image, rotate counterclockwise 90 degrees. There we go.
If I want to rotate, all I do is take 2 fingers on it and rotate it.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about drawing.
Yeah, he is too.
I'm sitting there showing you.
I was making a joke.
I am
Mine's out of the gutter.
There
Bad
you go.
Gerry.
Bad Gerry, he says. No.
There we go.
Arm.
See, that was easier to do by rotating it. So I will now image rotate back. Actually, you know what? I think I'll draw the top of that hand while I'm over here.
How do you?
Let me get a little more girth on this brush.
What is it?
Yeah. No, I'm going to go to 7. There we go.
Shit.
What was that snore all about?
Right.
Little bit of frustration.
That's the
to work
Canadian
out.
way
Oh,
of
dude.
saying fuck.
Yeah, it's figuring out an arm position, how the muscles go, and all that kind of stuff, and it's irritating the fuck out of me a little bit.
Don't let it. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, because I want the arm to go a certain way, but I gotta remember. It doesn't look right.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
It's going to be all right, Mark. Don't let him mess with you.
It's not weird at all when you guys go like that and I'm the actual she in the room. Not weird at all.
No. It's about being in the zone, Anima. And when you're, how should I put it? Kind of like entranced in what you're doing. It's, how to put it? It's like all encompassing when you're concentrating. And it's like any slight distraction, it just ends up irritating the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's anybody that's working on anything that takes
Well,
some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, yeah, you know.
One thing I was always grateful for is that Zoe finally grew up, because when I was trying to do work, she was just a huge distraction.
And
But just
now I'm the
know-
distraction. There you go.
Just know it's not you, but it's you.
All right.
But I don't mean now.
She would come into the room. One of my favorite things, she would come into the room, and we had that big 65-inch, 62-inch, whatever TV we had in there. She
Right.
wanted to watch something or play a game, and I would tell her she had to arm wrestle me for it.
Dude.
Yeah.
And I actually captured, Anima's seen the video, and it's funny as shit. Because she thought, because I let her win a lot, okay? I let her win a lot. And she thought she could really beat me. And so she ended up in one of the biggest laughing fits I've ever seen. Because she would like move me, like, oh my God, you're getting some strength in there. Oh, it looks like you, and then would go right back to the top. Go, oh, no, you petered out. Keep trying, push it. Both hands, get both hands in there, baby. She was awesome.
Okay.
She still is.
Well, she's the way she is because she was raised by a man.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that guys didn't know how to deal with her when they tried to go out with her. But once they finally started catching on, oh my God, she's just a badass. That's what's going on here. She's a badass. She doesn't take shit off anybody.
Welcome, and John.
Yo.
Hello,
Josh
Young.
Rock cleaning Balto.
Did you say you're cleaning the Baldo? What are you saying, Mike?
I'm reading that comment.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Can somebody read that one from John Ostanes? I can't see it, and I'm
Perfectionism is a disease that afflicts many of the best artists. Their works aren't released or even discovered until after they're dead, leaving the window to curate their collection. Sorry, Anima.
I've always worried about that with my work, that because of the way I am and with all my problems. Stroke path.
I'm gonna work on that later.
Work on it later. Lazy ass.
I know. It's
so. One day, someone will go through my stuff and go, "Oh man, that's not bad." I think the only thing I told Anima, one of the few things that made me mad, was somebody came up to look at one of my books, and I'm thinking that book took me 2 years to draw, and he flipped through it in just a few seconds, and that just fucking annoyed me.
It blew my mind when Gerry let me watch for the first time how he works, how long it takes. I had no idea. I come from a family of musicians, not drawers or comic artists, so I had no idea. I'm never going to flip through a comic book again.
What's that, Martin?
Would you prefer for them to take 2 years to read the comic book too?
No, it's just a little good joke. Fuck you. No. Just a little more time to actually look at the pages, not just flip through it real quickly. I don't know why that bugged me so fucking much.
I will be looking at this page for an hour and we'll do the same for the next page in 1 month.
No, I don't like that.
Oh, damn it. Keep switching to erase on me for some damn reason. I hate it when it does that. Chupacabra. No.
What?
I think one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life was watching Mike Tyson Adventures.
Oh,
yeah.
Those are awesome.
And how he cannot say chupacabra, and every single time he says it, it's different. And that's just so fucking funny to me. Oh, I see what I did wrong.
Yeah. Rocket Kitty has just joined. Hi, Mouse.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to the Artists Concentrating Silence stream.
Yeah.
That's why Kitty is talking. She doesn't want us to have dead air. So she gives her opinion.
After we had a segment talking about how distraction irritates the artist, well.
There you go.
You dirty bastard.
When Zoe got a cat boy, that really fucking annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah, you'll have fun with her in your future.
Because she would constantly want to jump up on my table for attention. I'm like, I'm drawing. I can't.
Yeah.
Like a cat would give a shit about that.
Exactly. So
Damn right, Tim.
Get it off my lap. See, that's why I'm a dog person. Dogs won't bother you. They'll just lie right there, right beside you. Let you do what you're doing. Let you, and
then scare the living shit out of you when the wind blows and they go on a barking fit and jump.
No, I'm talking about medium to large dogs. I'm not talking about barking rats.
Like beagle size.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to mention Bailey because we've had Dawn on the show and she was throwing a fit in the background because
try a bull terrier, my friend. Try a bull terrier.
Yeah, I'm not talking about barking rats. I'm talking about medium to large.
That's what my wife has. She has a Corgi Terrier and a Pomeranian, Chihuahua. They're both rescues.
The what?
Yeah, Pomeranian Chihuahua, the fluffiest Chihuahua you've ever seen.
What
that's interesting.
Yep.
Damn true.
I bet that's fucking adorable.
Oh
It is. Her name is Cotton. I call her Cotton Patches now because when she was young, she was a little cotton ball. She was just white. And then she developed tan patches all over her whenever she got older.
Well, okay, I'm talking about generic small dogs then.
Gotcha.
So there you go.
Gotcha.
Beagles are fine though.
Yeah, explain yourself, Mike.
Yeah. Damn it.
Explain yourself why you get run over by a train.
Exactly. Damn you, Snidely Whiplash. Tie me to these tracks. Nah.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Nah. You know
Hey.
what? Maybe.
Yeah, you might get a lot of messages, man. Somebody wants to fucking talk to you.
I know, right? First it was my wife, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Why would she want to talk to you?
I know. I'm like, yeah, I'm talking with Gerry. I said, it's like, oh, okay, I'll phone me when you're done. And now Rancor Steve is messaging me.
Oh, how's he doing today?
He's doing good. Apparently, he watched the new episode of Daredevil, and he's like, bro, Daredevil is boring.
It is.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep up, and it's just bad.
So
it's like someone took a half-assed run at trying to write a good story, and
they're taking for Frank Miller.
Good ideas, but the execution was really bad in how they were doing things with the character. Because when you watch Daredevil, you want to see Daredevil doing shit.
Well, yeah,
but he's given up the mask.
He hasn't even put. I mean, the only time we saw him with the mask is in the opening show,
and it was so much CG. It was just
yeah. Pretty spotty in some places, but I'm so far I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. You know, it's kind of like it's close to the Netflix series. Close. I'm just gonna say close, but it's Disney, right? So there's a little bit of that taint on it.
You said taint.
I did. I should have said smeg.
Oh. Oh.
Well, on that note, I've got to hit the road, boys and girls.
On that note. All right, buddy. See you later.
Yeah, I do have to
today.
go. I've got that staff meeting to deal with. So.
I hope you survive.
Look, you guys take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Be good.
All right, buddy.
See ya, Joe.
Bye.
Maybe I'll just.
I enjoy doing this. This is fun, just sitting around drawing with each other.
All right.
Because we used to do that here in Springfield. All the artists here in town, we get together once a month and go to what was that place called? It's still there, Adam. I'm going to take you there. It's the best coffee house in town. There's Muds downtown, but it's not a good one to do it in. It's it's like rock and roll something coffee cafe or some shit.
Oh,
and
cool.
I love their coffee, their prices, and their location. And we'd have a whole room to ourselves to draw. And I just fucking love that.
Huh.
It's sad though that one of my best artist friends died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, David. He got the coof.
Crap.
And it did him in. Killed two of my Keith's and my friend here in town. It really shocked me how these were young guys, man. David was 44, and the other gentleman that ran VisionCon, 35.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of how I want that. All right. That'll work.
Well, I hope that's in our near future, you taking me places, because we've been stuck on that process. And I hope we finally move on now.
Yeah, they're kind of annoying us right now at the legal company that we got to help her get her visa. And one of the things they're stuck on is the phrasing on my birth certificate. And they're like, we're going to require, and I'm like, that is a certified fucking copy of my, it's got a stamp and everything.
Yeah, but it says certification of birth, and the ISDIS wants birth
what do you mean?
certificate. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
It's written as a state document, and it said, and your parents' names need to be on there. I'm like, it's right there in the middle of the page. My parents' fucking names. Oh, I fucking.
They also every time they tell us there's still issues with our stuff. There are a couple of questions that they've been asking us up to 5 times right now, and the answer is always the same.
Damn.
Like, Gerry, if you have ever visited Anima, you need to upload he has not, and we told them 5 times already. They keep bringing it up. It's just ridiculous. I threw a lot of money at them for helping us.
Well, one is my birth certificate that they're like, we need it to say certified. And I'm like, it says certified on it.
Yeah. Has all the stamps and parents' names and everything. And this is new, though.
All of it notarized and everything.
Yeah.
They have already approved it. And now all of a sudden it doesn't work? Come on.
Yeah.
We've been doing this since November and we're still at step 1. It's frustrating.
That's bullshit.
And now I got kicked from my job, so I have to look for a new job with hopefully just a few months left.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah, because I worked for a company that makes money selling bullshit warranty extensions and shit like that.
Right.
And I just refused to sell them or push them on people because the station I worked with was click and collect. And why are people ordering for click and collect? Because it's quick and simple, because they want to come pick up their item. And if they haven't paid for it, pay for it and be done with it.
Yeah,
they don't want me pushing extra stuff on them, but the company requires it. And the pressure is insane. Like every day they are publishing a list of all the employees and who sold how many.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's reached a point where so many times a day at the info desk, I just had to cancel that extra shit because people didn't want it. And they just said yes because the salesperson was so pushy. So they come back a couple of days later and say, yeah, just get rid of that shit. I don't need it. Yep. It's ridiculous.
I've done shit like that before, and I really hate doing it to people because, most of the time they don't want that shit. They just don't want it.
Yeah.
Right. And, but you have to sell, and it puts this stupid retarded pressure on you. And
I wasn't cool with it. And then they pulled me out last Thursday and gave me the option, quit right now or quit by the end of April. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm out. My gut feeling told me, just be done with them. They really want to get rid of you. And I signed. And then she looks at the screen and realizes, oh, she not only has vacation days left over, she also has a bunch of overtime. So now they have to pay me for that. I don't get anything. Kind of my way of telling them I feel.
1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it. I did too many fingers.
Okay, we have another $5 Canadian super chat from Christian. No, Christian, Gerry's not taking off his clothes.
No, he's paying him to keep them on.
Oh, exactly. Wait a minute.
Okay.
I didn't know I had to wear clothes. Is there a clothes option in doing this?
Dude, I told you before you hang out with me, get dressed. Jesus.
Well, shit, if that's the case, God, what am I doing?
Yeah, I'll take this. I'll put something on. I didn't know that. I thought it was supposed to be clothing optional.
Every time I was on my way home from work, I told this baby to get dressed.
I want to feel free.
Mike's naked hand, so.
Oh, yeah, that's a very naked hand.
There you go.
Right
there's skin for you.
I finished the inks on that guy. I can now destroy the pencil.
Allow me to find a video for Chris.
And in case anybody's wondering, in the chat, I got these Figma posable figures here. I got one male and I got one female here. And
each sex them to make sure
their genders.
Yeah, I did.
They're just for drawing purposes, of course.
Yeah. And EJ Sue actually recommended these for me for drawing. So,
okay,
really nice guy.
A second here, or more than 1 second. Chris, this is for you. Thank you.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
That's right.
More cowbell. Always more cowbell.
Are you not going to do a full head of hair, Gerry? Are you leaving it white like that?
Yeah, that represents light.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yes, Jaya, he does.
What?
She's asking, you look like Rosie O'Donnell? Oh, I'm sorry.
I guess she's sorry for me.
Yeah, I'll do it again just for you. Put me back on camera because when I looked, I just laughed and went, I look like Rosie O'Donnell.
Let's
see, where's my camera? Here it is. So there I am, Rosie O'Donnell. I'll even do my teeth like she does. There you go.
Oh, wow.
The hair sprigged out like it is, Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh my God, my poor eyes.
I get to see that every day, Martin.
Well, but you chose it.
Kinda.
Right.
Are you talking about Ridley Scott's original storyboards to Blade Runner? Because I think he's a very good storyboard artist. I think he's a very good artist, period. I love his drawings.
Oh, EJ? Yeah. But yeah, no, I got in contact with him through Facebook, and because I was a fan of his when IDW got the license for Transformers, right? And
Who are we talking about?
EJ Sue.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I just found some of the artwork that he had done very, very technical, right? In some of his drawing. And it was just something that kind of impressed me with it. Because you don't see that in a lot of artists, right? Being able to draw.
Yeah, it was not something I wanted to do because I did some spot work for Godzilla.
Yeah.
And I did some spot work for Transformers, but only because in order to get approved by Hasbro at IDW, I had to do artwork for both properties, G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Right.
And so they really liked my G.I. Joe stuff, and that's what I got hired for, is to do covers for G.I. Joe. And if that had happened the way it was supposed to, I don't think I'd be in the position I am. Thanks to that one guy that didn't want to work with a military veteran. And there are people out there who really like that. It kind of surprised me, hurt a little bit, maybe. Yeah. It stung.
Have an open question here. What is your favorite storyboard artist?
Me.
Okay. Mike?
He's on his phone, I think.
No, I'm. Let me answer that for real. Mike Plug is the best storyboard artist I've ever seen. He's the one who did the storyboards for The Thing. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to. Nobody responded.
Mike?
Yo.
M. John.
Damn it. Yeah, right.
I'm going to be back in a few minutes, so I will drop out for a sec.
Oh my. Gerry's busy. Anima doesn't want to talk. Mike.
Oh, that's how you spell his name, Mike Plug with 2 O's. I was like, I thought it was with a U for some reason, like 2 G's, but it's 2 O's. Plug. The Thing story.
What do you mean I don't want to talk? I talk all the time.
Let's see if I can find him. Here we go. This is some of Mike Plug's artwork. And it's a mixture of storyboards and fucking production art.
That looks very cool.
Open image and new tab. His art, look at this.
Wow.
And these are storyboards. These are insert storyboards. This is actually production art. At the same time, it's a storyboard showing you how the scene runs through. It's like, oh my God, what a fucking artist. And he's done some great art, man. Here's the storyboard that he did from The Thing. There's one that involves a door. Let's see if here's one of them. Just look at that sketch. It's just a simple sketch, man, but it tells you so much. God damn, man. Here's the final confrontation with Mac. But I was kind of hoping they had the door scene where it bursts through a door. Looking. Oh, look at that artwork. Showing the face stretching as he's put his hand in there. Look at that. That's not what we got in the film. We got that. This is what Plug drew. His whole hand in his face. And here's some of his comic art too. Just he was a great artist, man. I remember him when I was a kid reading his artwork. Oh, look. Oh.
Hey, hello, Penny.
Hi, Penny.
Hi, Penny.
She's having a busy grandma day, I guess.
Maybe I can Mike Plug, the thing, storyboard, door. See if I can find it this way. I remember when that got revealed for the first time, what he did for this never seen door scene that was going to happen in the film. Oh, look at this artwork of him showing the head stretching. Oh. You know, the special effects guys that worked on this film did an amazing job, but what they had to do was try to replicate Mike Plug's artwork. Just fucking incredible. Here's the dog kennel scene where the dog's laying there. It's the thing. Just calmly.
Oh God! And then
here's
it
a
goes
good comparison. This is Anima's favorite scene.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The crab legs come out of the head. He fucking drew that. Look at this shit, man. He designed. Oh, here's the door scene. Here it is, right here. Let me open this up. Open image in a new tab. This guy was a huge inspiration to me as an artist. Look at his stuff, man. The hand just comes right through the door and then pulls him out through the destroyed door. Hey, Helen Place. Hope everybody's doing well. Oh, wow. We get a whole page here? Open image new tab. Oh, that's a small one. I'm going to have to go to the link. Yeah, it's on Facebook. Facebook, no matter what size it says it is, you have to go to the link to see what they're trying to show you. This is in the kennel, this shot. Look at that. Before the movie, it even shows the hands ripping upward. Mike Plug was incredible, man. Here we see that close-up showing the dogs reacting to the thing, the fake imitation dog. So, but anyway, so you've got, this is really an early big film for the effects guy, which is Rob Bottin, who, by the way, has disappeared. Nobody has seen him. He just doesn't come out of his house anymore.
I hope
but
he's okay.
I hope so too. But he did the majority of the effects for this movie. But there was one scene he could not do. And that scene was this one of the dogs. He was busy on another set. So they brought in Stan Winston. This is an early major film for Stan Winston. And he did this whole transformation scene of the dog and the thing bursting out and hitting the animals with the foam. And the foam, by the way, is the same stuff they put in cupcakes and Twinkies that they use in the film, that spray foam that's squirting all over the dogs. So it's, everything, pretty much almost everything they used in that scene was edible. Is the way
has to
that
be when you work with animals.
And but this, what he pulled off here with the hands coming up out of this body, and the way you had other hands here manipulating the mouth, and there's an inside mouth that looks like some sort of alien plant with teeth inside. Oh, this was crazy.
There are fucked up things in that movie.
But they're beautiful, but at the same time terrifying. But look at Mike Plug's artwork here. This is the single, and you asked a great question of who do I think is my favorite storyboard artist. And my brain always goes to Mike Plug, because I've never, ever seen a production artist doing storyboards that were as detailed and well drawn as these. That's incredible stuff there, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Well, Halen Place just said, great idea, these streams. Glad you're liking it. We have fun doing it. No
well,
homework.
this is going to be the last book I probably ever do. So it's kind of fun to, I don't know, create a memory of it, I guess. I really want to color in more of it.
It's the last book you're ever going to draw. You have many more books in you. You just can't draw them.
Well, I'm just going to write them. And
yeah,
I've got a lot of friends who are artists, and I'm going to get them to draw it because this is just ridiculous.
You told me so much about Vindicated, and he needs to be finished. Not just this book, but the other books.
Well, there's a minimum of 3 books to finish.
We need to be made, man.
Because this book ends on kind of a setup for what happens next. And by the way, it's because of my friendship with Keith that I know how to draw black people hair.
Oh my God.
So you're giving him a full head of hair. Okay.
You can't see I've got a big shit-eating grin on my face with saying that.
I can hear that shit-eating grin. I know you well.
Until Keith, I couldn't figure it out. When I was younger, actually, doing this was something I picked up by watching another artist do it. And I do believe that artist is a gentleman that just talked to me about a week ago. Let me go. I'm going to go check because I think that's who did it. What's the character's name that Sam Jackson played?
On which? Where?
In Marvel.
Nick
I just got his name. Thank you. Because this guy probably had the greatest impact on me. Yes, that is who I was thinking. Jim Steranko, who I follow, and he made fun of me the other day. It was pretty funny. And then I told him for my faux pas, you're allowed to call me Gerry. But Jim Steranko, what he did on Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., when I was younger, had a massive impact on me on how to do comics, mixed medium comics, mixing photorealistic images for backgrounds and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And getting through it faster. But he is the artist that I learned how to do this with. Do these really tight curls and dots to create that look.
Still jealous that he has a full set of hair.
Oh my God, that guy's hair is amazing.
Oh yeah, totally. 100%.
He's funny as shit.
Uh-huh.
I put him right up there with William Shatner for being up there in age and still being an awesome shit kicker.
Yeah, yeah.
When he's talking to people and talking about the industry, what went wrong in the industry.
I would love to interview him. God, I would do anything to interview that guy. Well, within reason.
Careful what you say, Mike. Careful.
Yeah,
put your finger to the corner of your mouth and go. You got to go like this. Put your finger to the corner of your right mouth there and go, well, maybe.
You know, once it's out on the internet, you can never take it back. So you're fucked.
True. I regret nothing. No, because because I'm a great purveyor of just wanting to preserve all this history. You know, like I got this one thing on my channel of the, I think it was like the 1977 or 78 San Diego Comic-Con, and they interviewed Jack Kirby with Jim Steranko and Stan Lee and Will Eisner and a bunch of others on that, and that was originally released on LP. And if you can ever find it, it is such a rarity. But I found it online somewhere, and I downloaded the entire LP and I put it up on YouTube because, you know, there are a lot of these characters, or not characters, but creators out there. And, you know, because I mean, we're never ever going to have another chance to interview, like, say, Jack Kirby, for example, right? And you know, you're never ever going to have a chance to get Stan Lee, say, on video or like, you know, an interview on YouTube or anything like that.
This new documentary coming out, is an expose. I am so looking forward to watching this because
me too.
I never got to meet Kirby, but I got to meet and talk to Stan Lee.
Oh, I was so close to meeting Stan, man.
I met him when I was a guest at WizardCon down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And some guy yelled, what did he yell at him? He says, you never created anything. Only Kirby, and he said a couple other names. And there's a little bit of truth in that.
Yeah.
But it's not absolute truth. That's the problem with people that are speaking absolutes. And and I shot back out really loudly, well, what have you done?
Yeah, exactly.
And
precisely,
it
right?
got a huge laugh, and which is what it was for, was to just make fun of him for doing that. I'm like, this is a guy, a fucking legend, and you're giving him shit? The fuck have you done?
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. I would love to get him on my channel and just to preserve at least a bit of that history of stuff that he saw, stuff that he heard, you know, what was going on through his head while he was drawing this or that and stuff like that, you know, because once they're gone, that's it. They're gone forever.
Yep. Never going to see it again.
Exactly. You're never going to get another chance, right? And
it's like one of my heroes died, and it always broke my heart because I got to meet a lot of the guys that inspired me.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to meet Al Williams because IDW's head of writing department said that I'm this generation's Al Williamson, which is a lie. It's not true.
Yeah.
But I love that he saw the way I borrow from Al Williamson and how he does faces.
Yeah, the potential.
Because you look at this face, the way I drew it, this is absolutely in the style of Al Williamson, the way I drew this guy's face.
Right.
And he worked with another guy that I liked, Carlos. Shit, I got to look it up.
That is.
I'm terrible with Hispanic names, according to Martin.
But you know what I'm saying. You know, it's to be able to interact with these guys while you still have the chance is immeasurable. You know, especially somebody like Jim Steranko. Because yeah, you're right. He's hilarious online. So if you got the chance to find him on X, and it ain't that hard, you know, it's not that hard. Because he'll go on every Sunday, and
there it is, Carlos Garzon.
Yeah,
this guy, because he worked a lot with Al Williamson. This is Al Williamson here. I'm mousing over. Yeah. Al Williamson is just one of the greatest fucking artists ever, and he did the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, as well as Blade Runner, and he worked with Carlos Garzon.
Yeah,
and Garzon was his inker, and both these guys, amazing artists.
Wow.
And I couldn't meet, because I do believe Carlos is still alive, but Al Williamson was the single most influential artist on me.
Right.
He had the greatest impact on what I do. You know what? I need to thicken that line. I do not like that.
Okay, so I got that, but
She got big butt, and I cannot lie.
All right. Do I?
There we go. That looks better. Save that. I can't believe it. We've been here already for an hour and a half.
God, time flies.
When you're drawing, in particular, I lose track of time.
Yeah, I know. I probably should talk about my idea. I mean, Joe did. You are obviously, everybody knows what
you're at, buddy.
Okay. This is my idea for my story. Okay. And as some of you may know, I put some stuff out on Sunday. Yeah, I believe in God. So shoot me. Okay. What are you going to do? But for me, my whole entire life, I've always been stuck in a lot of the prophetical books like Revelation, the book of Ezekiel, Daniel, stuff like that, right? Prophetical kind of books. And then I started diving a little bit more deeper. Because there are stories which you really can't explain. So I found several guys like Chuck Missler for one of them. There was another guy, I'm trying to remember what his name was, but anyway. And like I said on my video yesterday, you should be like a forensic scientist when it comes to like searching out a lot of information about stuff. And with me, you want to get into a lot of the Hebrew or Jewish names and what they actually mean translated. So I went back to the beginning, and it has to do all the way back in Genesis, and in particular in Genesis 6. Right? Where there's a little bit of an odd story that goes on between, hey, what was happening between, Adam and Eve and his generations and stuff like that, and the flood. There's a little bit of an interesting thing that goes on in there, right?
It's a lot of jumping around. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and there's a particular verse in Genesis 6, verse 4. And there were giants in the earth in those days.
Yeah.
And also after that.
It depends on which version of the Bible, but they all say, in the days of Noah, giants roamed the earth, is a version that I read.
Yeah. And when the sons of God, now when you go to sons of God, like a lot of people actually have their views.
I've always assumed that was what do they call them? The Nephim? They're like the demigods. That's it.
Yeah,
they're the demigods of the Christian Bible, Jewish Bible.
Yeah. So when you translate it in the Hebrew, sons of God actually is B'nai Hai Elohim, right? Which is angels. So there were some angels that rebelled because they saw women and they came unto them.
Gosh darn sexy. That's right.
Yeah. And they came unto the daughters of men, and they bare them children, and they became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown, right? And so there were giants in those days. Now, if you look at the Greek, right, the word is gigantos, but they just happen to be giants, but it doesn't mean giants. It means earthborn. Right? They just happen to be giants. So they're this weird merging, I suppose you could say, that takes place that should never have happened between fallen angels and mankind. And so if you expand a little bit more on this subject, because it's mentioned several times that giants are here and there, in the Bible, right? I mean, you got Goliath, you got King Og of Bashan, you got a few mentions here and there, And if you expand on that, there was another verse, and I gotta find it because it has to do with the Tower of Babylon, when the population of Earth dispersed to, everywhere else on Earth. But there was an interesting line where it says, and those people and the people that dispersed from Babylon took their gods with them. That's a pretty interesting verse, because you think, well, if these Nephilim or giants, whatever you want to think of them as, I mean, if you're bigger than the average human being, well, you start worshiping them like gods, essentially.
Don't give Gerry ideas, please.
No, because this is my idea. So there. But you expand on this a little bit further, right? All these stories that we hear around the world, of different myths and legends and cryptids and stuff like that, right? You look at Greek mythology.
Exactly.
That's
the first thing that pops into my head.
Yeah. And
exactly. Right?
If I remember correctly, snake teeth put into the
earth.
Then
Exactly. And you expand on that if you happen to read some of the Apocrypha of the Book of Enoch. I mean, these guys were wicked dudes. I mean, they were bad dudes. I mean, not only were they defiling men and women, but even the beasts of the field and stuff like that. So you take that little nugget of information, as it were. Well, it's probably not hard to surmise that maybe there was how should we put it? Generic tampering going on. So, how else would mankind come up with
here, dude?
Yeah, dude.
Did you read that comment? Put that back up, buddy. That was good.
Above average.
Above average. Call me El Giganto.
El Giganto.
It's El
But
Giganto,
you got these bizarre creatures showing up like in other legends and stuff like that, like the Minotaur in Greek mythology, or centaurs. You got
Well, that's the thing with what do they call them? Because I fall into this category. Alien theory that we've misunderstood what these things were, that they were intelligent beings from elsewhere. I've always enjoyed that. They talked about it with the movie, what was it, Prometheus?
Yes.
Talked about that.
Exactly. So this is my story. And so I'm going to get into that.
And I'm sticking to it, damn it.
That's right, with a little bit of a prologue. So, hence the reason why I was wondering, how should I start this story out, one way or another? So right here, what I'm trying to do is, in the book of Ezekiel, they call them the Watchers, right? And there were about 200 of them that fell to earth. And they all had a leader, so to speak, where they all kind of collaborated together and let's go down to earth and let's go get us some honeys, right? But that didn't exactly work out too well. So
I'm going to say it right now. You sound like a dirty old man sometimes.
I know. So my protagonist is going to be someone that comes from a long line of Nephilim hunters, right? Going after certain cryptids and
oh, I like where you're going, my friend.
Yeah,
I like where you're going.
And Nephilim, because there was one guy, and I check out his channel a lot because I've listened to him also. It's called L.A. Marzulli, right? And he gets a lot into this UFO and really dark supernatural stuff, right? But he happens to be a Christian guy on top of that, right? And one day he was even talking about the Giant of Kandahar, where a bunch of
I'm fascinated by that story.
See, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Where these U.S. troops came across this giant guy, and they all had to sign NDAs, and the body just disappeared somewhere. Don't know where it went, but some of them have spoken out and whatnot.
Somebody ate it, I think, because people are weird.
But I mean, and this happened in Afghanistan. So there's bizarre things going on. in this world. And, some people might pass them off, but, I mean, there have been giant skeletons actually found. And a lot of people think that the Smithsonian are.
Well, we know that,
up,
Oh, shit. What was that tribe that had to confront red-headed giants?
The
were
Anasazi?
There, and
No.
said that they were trapping their people and taking them back to their cave to eat them, and eventually they rose up against them.
Wild Bill Cody wrote about it too in his book.
Crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, where he what was it? I think he made friends with, who was it again? The Pueblo Indians or something like that. And
there was a princess.
Yeah,
that continued telling that story for years.
Yes. And he said that these, and they always seem to be redheaded for some odd reason. It's really weird. And 6 fingers and 6 toes, right? That's a distinguishing feature.
That was the other thing, yeah.
Right.
And what did Tom say?
And what did Tom say?
Put it back up. I want to read that. I'm sorry.
Because Tom is it all started here.
Yeah, totally.
I would love for him to start doing more. Everybody has their burdens, and he's dealing with so much with his family, but he's going to be back one day, guys, and he's going to be a beast on doing interviews. I say it all the time, man. He's really good at talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
It was obvious the 2 times we had Phil Morris on, who Phil Morris liked the most, and the same with the makeup artist guy that I'm friends with. God, I can't think of his name right now. We had him on. He made Batman Dead End, the little fan movie. It's one of the best Batman films ever made. Had him on, and I could feel the energy between him and Keith. It was palpable. Nice. I'm like, you guys want me to leave the room and you guys do something? I don't know what's going on here, man.
I cannot follow them. I mean, I like Keith more than you, but
oh my God, fuck you.
But yeah, Wild Bill Cody in his stories, and you can look it up. He was telling this tale about, some of these giants that were more than likely anywhere between, what was it, something like 12 to 20 feet, and they would at full sprint. Oh yeah. And they would run at full sprint beside a
oh my God, that's funny. 6 fingers, 6 toes, early CGI creations. You mean AI? AI creation.
AI, yeah.
But I got the joke, Vince. I got the joke.
Yeah. But they would run full sprint beside a herd of buffalo and literally pick them up by the arm.
Oh yeah. And I've heard of that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's something to these stories. They're not just, I mean, nowadays we just take them as wild tales, and they do sound exactly like that, right? But, when you're hearing tales of this all around the earth, of these beings that are going around and doing shit.
Right? Every mythology has the same stories.
Exactly.
They really do.
In times when it couldn't have communicated.
Yes.
It's not a coincidence.
You can't ignore it. There's some sort of evidence going on, or something that really should be looked at, that you can't ignore. That you cannot ignore.
It's like this shadow on here. I looked at it and went, oh, that's wrong.
So
that's where it should be, right there.
And if you think of it, these beings obviously have way more knowledge than us mere mortals, so to speak. And they know how to do shit. And
they get shit done, man.
Exactly. But, genetic manipulation, I would say, is totally not out of their hands.
Well, we did it with animals and with vegetables. Oh, put that back up, Martin. I wanted to comment on that.
Yeah.
Which one?
The last one. The last one you had up. There you go. Ancient girls were Playboy Bunny hot, especially when Frank Frazetta did them.
Yeah.
Frank Frazetta painted women. We got to get Sarah back on one day, because
cool.
I've gotten to work with her. She's so sweet.
Dude,
inbred gingers. Leave it up to Read by Nature.
Oh man.
Fuck you, Reed. I like what China said earlier. Redheads used to be royalty back then.
As a ginger, Danny represents that. I mean, resents that.
Oh, I'm doubly no, 3 times representing now. Foreigner, female, and ginger. Thank you. We are so woke. I'm just a DIY hire. The reason I'm here, I needed a female.
You are a DIY hire. I'm the Latin one.
That's funny. That's funny.
But yeah, I'm female and European. And
Yeah.
the redhead. They hate
Yeah,
redheads.
I knew something was wrong with DEI when they fucking started getting rid of redheads.
Yeah.
That's just wrong.
So that brings it to this protagonist that I got right here of this cover that I was doing. And I thought, okay, well, this is going to be partly my daughter in this, our youngest daughter, right? Because she's always had this ever since she was in her mother's womb. She always had this fighting spirit about her, right? And just not giving up or anything like that.
Did she beat the shit out of her spleen or something?
Pretty much. Like she would stretch to the point where like you think she would burst. But no, she's a fighter. And so my daughter is in a way the protagonist of this story, right? And because she's a fighter and because I love her that much. And so it's coming up with the scenario and everything like that, how you're gonna put the story together, because I mean, she's not gonna be like, total girl boss, because it's just stupid and boring and it doesn't really go anywhere. So you have to have a few flaws in the mix and stuff like that, I mean,
that flies in the mix.
Flaws.
Yeah.
Because no hero's perfect, obviously.
Speak for yourself.
It's
okay. But yeah, so pretty much it. That's why this, and then on top of that, with Raymond, with his books, he really wants to do something. Like
you were talking earlier about doing something with Indiana Jones or something.
Well, yeah, it's like how to start out the story, right? Like of this book, you flip to page 1. It's like, how do you open it up, right? How do you start the story? Do I want to draw it in the way like, she's already in the middle of a situation, and then you kind of like do a flashback of how it started, and then you go back to the main story and, finish off, whatever it is she's fighting or something like that. Or do you start actually from the very, very beginning that sets it up?
Right.
So everybody now gets the context of what you're slowly going to be getting into. Right. So, right. Yeah. And that's the thing that goes on through my head. So, but yeah, you might as well just start at the very beginning. So, but yeah.
What's this Indiana Jones stuff? Can you talk about that? This idea?
Well, just how to start it out, right? Because like in Indiana Jones, like in the first, second, third, I guess maybe fourth, at the beginning of the movie, Indy, yeah. Indy's already in the middle of an adventure, and then it, closes off, and then you get into the main story of what the film's actually about, right? So I kind of thought of it maybe, that way, kind of starting it off like an Indiana Jones kind of thing. Start in the middle of a story and then kind of work it in, how to start it all out that way. I don't know. That's just me.
No, I like it.
Thinking of so many ideas.
Your story begins where the last story ended. Where there's you don't actually see that story. You're seeing the end of that story.
Exactly.
And you're seeing the main character go through a plight that you weren't in on, but you get to see the cool action.
Exactly.
And I always love that about James Bond in particular.
Yeah. Yes, like James Bond too, right? In a situation, you don't know what it's about, but you know it's about something.
And there's going to be girls.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, it's like, what is that line he says when he meets Pussy Galore? And he says, "This is Pussy Galore." And he just looks at her and goes, "I must be dreaming." What a line.
Yes. I love it.
Speaking of the kitty,
yes, Anima, show us.
I think she spoke up to mention the gingers are awesome because Loki, who is sadly lost last year, was a ginger kitty, and he was great.
Yes, he was.
He was a good kitty.
Well, you want kitty? Here you go.
There you go.
There
kitty.
You go.
Go into the big screen there. Oh, look at that.
Look at that fluffy pussy.
Oh my God.
He's a short hair, but he's so soft and furry.
Oh, she's so pretty.
And now for your pussy.
And now you don't want attention all of a sudden, right? You're a little shithead.
She's a diva.
But yeah, it's right now it's the one thing that's, I don't want to say it's bugging me, but I like accuracy. So,
Diva, she's not that big. I'm tiny. Ask Gerry.
Oh yeah, and Bill, yeah. That is Misfire. So that should be coming out soon. I'll have a release date on that. Yeah, so one of the things I'm also thinking about here is with these watchers that descended, you know, because there's different clarifications of different types of angels. And it's trying to figure out, you know, if they were seraphim, cherubim, because sometimes I end up forgetting, and then I have to look it all up again. Did it? Did it really?
I don't want to know.
Target Master, Transformer. Let me think here.
Why is Joe's stream elements popping up, but not ours?
We have a stream element?
I thought we started doing that because we want to get away from the super chats because YouTube is taking too much money. I've seen it a couple of times, but all I'm seeing tonight is Joe's. Don't forget to tip your bartender.
Huh.
Which absolutely, go tip the bartender, guys. But ours should be out there too. The one that says buy Gerry coffee or a pizza.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. We've had that for some time. You just blew my ears, Mike.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Finally, he's Canadian.
Canadian, sorry.
Canadian, sorry. Yeah. That helps. It's all better now. Thanks for sharing that out, Vince. You're awesome.
Yes. Thank you, Vince. Oh.
Jesus Christ, Mike, are you drawing or carving?
Yes.
Lightly,
This is Gerry Kissel, yes.
lightly sketching. Because usually,
Did you, Mike? Did you sneeze on the mic?
not yet. Give me a second,
Good to know.
and I'll oblige.
I'll make
Come
sure
on,
to
do
mute
it.
you in time.
Do it now.
We don't want to damage the audience hearing. Jesus. That was not a
Hey, that was not a
sneeze.
sneeze.
Canadians are trying to sneeze with their ass. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I remember when I was with the German guy and visiting his parents, they had this old cat named Charlie. Well, his official name was Charlie, off of the table, because as soon as you would open a newspaper on the table, he would stand there.
Really?
He was very farty. And my ex
Oh my god.
Yeah. They were a fun family.
Yeah, too much bratwurst and sauerkraut. I get all gassy.
I don't know what it was with that cat, but he was very, very gassy.
I'm not an enemy of the North, Tim. What are you talking about? Jeez.
That's precisely what an enemy of the North would say.
Exactly. Well, I'm an ally of the United States. I want to be the 51st state. What are you talking about? Jeez.
Oh, here's a request for you, Gerry. Could you do your Philadelphia accent? I love it, says Chaya.
I think he muted us.
Yeah. I think he's too busy drawing to actually be part of the show.
Probably.
Sorry, Chaya, I tried.
Yes. I'm not knowledgeable enough to do a Philly accent.
Exactly, Bill. That's how we know. Amelia isn't so much like that, but Loki, he used to look at me, like stare me in the eye with his big, big eyes while he was pushing shit off the table. And his expression said, I know I'm fucking up. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but fuck it, I'm a cat, so I'm doing it. He used to push shit off my table all the time. I don't know about Austria being the show country for Europe.
At this point, I think it's the UK. Yeah, Tom, no. Yeah. That is not a good idea.
What just happened to Gerry? Everything disconnected?
I think he's having connectivity problems.
Oh, switching back to camera.
Oh.
Yeah, this is...
We're almost at 2 hours, yeah. That's probably him trying to go back to camera.
How's the name? This is NVIDIA broadcast. Maybe, it has a failing driver or something. Oh, I think he's writing in the private chat. Yes, his software crashed. So,
okay.
Gerry, if you can still hear us, I think you need to reboot.
Well, fine.
In the
And of
meanwhile,
course, that happens while we're in the last 5 minutes of the stream. Jesus.
Oh, great. Now you put me on camera. All right, fine.
of course,
Oh, you're the only one having exciting shit going on. Martin and I are just snuffing.
No pressure. No.
Yeah. Just do your upside down titties.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, fine. Sure. Not a problem. I'll hold down the fort, Gerry. Don't worry. Nothing will possibly go wrong.
We're not leaving you, Mike. You're just the only one showing shit. So you're the big boy now. Because this is called the big boy layout.
I'm a big
That's
boy.
what he called it. The big boy layout.
So I'm thinking, at least with this.
Trying to get back.
Oh, there we go.
Yay!
Hear me
Thank
now?
God. Yes.
Yeah, what happened? My NVIDIA card. I used NVIDIA broadcast crashed. Not the card that crashed, it was the application crashed. I've been talking for a while, and apparently you guys weren't hearing me. I kept wondering, like, why am I talking and Mike is mumbling over top of me?
We thought you muted us to focus on your drawing.
Now I understand. I'm like, oh shit, you guys aren't even seeing me or hearing me. So I'm like, oh, I've been talking for a while. And
nobody heard you. Sorry. We saw you draw, but we thought you focused too much to join the conversation.
no, I was listening and interacting, and when I saw the comment from Chaya, I was like, I'm here. I said it out loud. I'm here. What? And you guys didn't react to me. I'm like, hey guys. And it's like, this is what it feels like to be dead, I guess. And to be in a room with people. And you're dead. They won't talk to you anymore. That's what that's like, I think.
Now that you're back, you can do the accent for Chaya.
Well, it's not Philadelphia. I was trying to say I do more of a New York accent. It's my cousin when I do that voice. I do my cousin Angie. And my sister Luann. Because my sister Luann was raised in Manhattan. Oh. And then I've got a buddy of mine from New Jersey. And he goes, Gerry, hey, how you doing?
That sounds like American Italian.
No, well, he is Italian, but he's from New Jersey. And it's from Jersey. You know, and then my sister Luann goes, now don't forget to give me a full call, Gerry. And that's why Culture Casino calls me Gerry.
Yeah.
Because he heard that story about my sister and he thought that was funny. Gerry, like it's Geary. I'm made of gears. I'm Gerry. But I don't know if I've ever done a Philadelphia. Now, one of my favorite Pennsylvania accents is Don Eckert. And I love listening to him talk. This is what it feels like to be Helen Keller.
I miss talking to Don. I wish he would join us for shows sometimes. I mean,
did you hear that?
We're back to
what happened? Did you hear that? What happened to Helen Keller when she called 911?
Oh my God! No, what happened?
She yelled her fingers off.
Yeah.
Do you know what Helen Keller's parents did to punish her? They moved the furniture.
Son of a bitch! Oh my God!
Did you hear about the time she accidentally burned her ear? We tried to answer a waffle iron. Her mother said, how'd you burn the other ear? And she said, son of a bitch, called back.
I don't know that person, but that was funny. And Chaya, please stay alive. Remember to breathe. Don't die laughing.
Yeah. Those jokes were from when I was in like elementary school to middle school. I remember learning those in school and just laughing my ass off. That yelling her fingers off fucking slayed me because the imagery. Because I've always idolized Helen Keller, you know.
Who is she?
And she is one of the leading advocates for American Sign Language for the deaf and blind and mute. And she suffered from, now she, you know, like that, but she couldn't really talk. But she learned, because she was blind on top of all of this. And she was basically a wild animal.
Yeah.
She just walk around and grab food off other people's plates and eat it and then wander off. Because she lived in a world of darkness and no sound. And finally, another woman, and oh my God, what was her name? Anne Bancroft plays her in the movie, and Patty Duke plays Helen Keller. It's one of my favorite movies I saw as a child. And she came in to teach her slowly how to be a human and how to communicate.
How can you learn that with two of your most important senses not being there?
Touch.
Yep. Everything was touch.
She taught her through hand touch how to identify things and to speak, taught her sign language. And I remember one of the last things she did as an advocate was she and another lady, I can't remember, and the movie's called The Miracle Worker. And
Sullivan, right? Thank you, Tim.
Anne Sullivan, thank you. Just what she did, just like the movie says, she was a miracle worker.
Yeah.
It's a miracle what she did. But we're at the end of this, Michael, so you have to stop drawing for the rest of the day.
No.
Yes.
Fine. See, that was easy.
Yes, that is an eagle. And that's Darth Vader. And that is the Enterprise B. Enterprise B.
Sure.
That's the first Enterprise. And this is Mandalorian. And that is Boba Fett. And I don't know what that's a gift from my future son-in-law. He printed out the Tidarium shuttle from Return of the Jedi. I thought it was one of the best ships in Return.
I really love your setup, but you know that the first time Rocket Kitty is going into Rocket Kitty mode, she's going to knock all that shit off of the windows.
That's why I have a BB gun.
There you go.
That's not going to fix your shit once she knocks it off. We need to find a safe place for your stuff.
Problem solved.
Soon I won't have a face nor a book. Yeah, it's the end. I'm liking this, and this is all Martin's idea. I thought this was wonderful. And so guys can watch me finish this book. And I'm enjoying
Monday,
it.
Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
I hope you guys enjoyed the artwork today. And I wanted to invite all my artist friends to join me to draw on the show. Wonder how they learn. Yeah, and in the movie, you finally start understanding that she would do something with her hand, and then she would immediately put her hand on something else to explain what it was she just taught her. And eventually she understood. And as time went by, she began to communicate with sign language. No, thank you, Chai. I appreciate it. And you guys are just so amazing. And I hope you enjoy watching me draw this stupid book. I'd say stupid. This is probably one of the most important things I've ever worked on, which is why I guess maybe it took me so long to really have the right mindset for doing it, because I just couldn't get there. And I meet this lady, that lady right there, and she lit that fire in me and made me want to do things. And I suddenly, it's like, fuck this, I'm doing this. And it's all because of her. Blame her. That's why I'm doing this.
I make you want to do things. Yeah, that doesn't sound weird at all, Gerry.
No.
Look, it's not like she handcuffs me or whips me or...
No, I slapped the shit out of him when I'm
I don't want to say this, but, there may be pegging involved.
Yeah.
You've seen it. Guys, if you watch the streams when I was visiting him in October, I slapped the shit out of him when he gets stupid. And I enjoy it.
Bye, Chaya. I want to say bye to everybody before we go here. So, Christian DeLorme, thank you so much. God bless you for being in my life. John Osteen's the same thing for you, man. You've been a wonderful gift and friend.
I'll keep dropping the bombs for you, Osteens.
Zach's, which is my buddy Kyle. Pow! And I'm so grateful to him because, he's one of those people who I inadvertently helped. It's not like I went out of my way to help him. I just saw a guy with great talent, and I want to support my friends, and I do. I go out and I support my friends, except for Bill Barkley. Tim and Andy are two of the most wonderful people. Andy Morrow. The two of them constantly keep me entertained and keep me informed. And thank you, Tim, for all you do in private chat with me. I appreciate it, man. Tom Baker, you're awesome, man. One, you've got a great fucking name. That's the name of my favorite Doctor Who. Low Spec Linux was here. God bless you too for dropping in, man. D Bud Martin, fuck, man.
Best
And the only
French there
fear
is.
is more
D-Bud.
cowbell, brother. Chaya Miller, thank you for dropping in. Great comments from everybody today. Penny, love you. Hope you're doing well. I hope the kid's doing well. Hale in Place was here. And Vince Womack, who's still he's a funny dude. I watch his comments on things and just laugh my ass off at some of the shit he says to people. David, well, you're probably in that age group. For me, I was alive during all the Doctors. And my first Doctor is technically Peter Cushing because I saw the movies before I saw the series. And, you know, and I still love those movies. I have them just so I can show Anima. My God, Tom Baker blew me away. I enjoyed the other Doctors. Tom Baker, watch him. The Lighthouse is one of my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Did. It's The Thing. It's basically The Thing with a lot less visual effects and practical effects money, but it's the story. It's just fucking awesome. But again, Chaya Miller, thank you so much. Penny, Helen, Vince Womack, D Bud Martin. D Bud is the single hardest working wrench in the community, and everybody's lucky when he's in there helping you. Awesome One was here. God bless you too, man. Outlaw Bill, love Outlaw Bill. Read by Nature, and of course, what is that? Is that Knock?
Yes.
Who's that?
Knock. Oh, Knock.
Just
Knock is a friend of Joe, John, and mine.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't recognize it.
No, he hangs out on John's gaming stream. He's part of that.
That's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Thank you guys for being here and watching me do smart work and watching Mike blather like an old man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And have his phone go off constantly.
Someone needs to check him for Alzheimer's or something.
What?
And please rescue him from the train.
Yeah. When you start talking like an old man, you know, hot girls. Yeah,
well,
see, mine is Tom Baker too, Vince. You and I grew up around the same time.
Yeah.
I've watched some of those reanimated episodes from Troughton. Yes, they're actually really good. It's so awesome what they were able to pull together from the audio. Funnily enough, Bernard Cribbins was in the movie. Plus, later, yes, he played the redhead's father in the show, and he got to discover who he was. He got to discover who the Doctor was. That was so awesome when he was on the TARDIS. It was such a big payoff for those of us that grew up on Doctor Who. My day job interrupts my wrenching duties. Flip that and say, it's not much help when I can't do my job because I'm wrenching. Don't worry, boss. I'll do that fulfillment when I'm done wrenching. It's interesting to compare the one where you have one surviving of the same story and the animated replacements for the other parts. Yeah. And to me, it still flows. I enjoy watching those. And they are available, I believe, on Pluto as well now with all the classic Doctor Who's. I'm not sure, but you guys might look. But I watch Doctor Who on Pluto all the time, and I love it. The only one I skip, I don't like the blonde curly-haired one that came after Davis.
Oh,
and
I can't stand
really didn't like the last one that went into 9091. I just didn't like the way they wrote him and the war feeling and militarism. I just didn't like that. It felt like it didn't work with Doctor Who. Chris Eccleston revived Doctor Who. Yes. Colin Baker, yeah. And don't get me, I don't hate him as a person. I just didn't like that version of the Doctor iteration. And then learning later, the BBC, he was the first actor to play the Doctor that wasn't allowed to pick his own wardrobe. The BBC did. So if you hate that costume, the BBC. And Baker was the first and only Doctor up to that point ever fired by the BBC and not the showrunner. They unceremoniously fired him. He wasn't even allowed to do the transition. That's actually the next actor playing both.
I did not know
They put a blonde wig on him.
Wow.
It's messed up, dude. With the BBC, man. Oh my God, I've never heard about that. Really? I've got to find out about that, Reed. Reed, if you find it, would you please share that with me? I've never seen that. I would love to see that. And I love Richard E. Grant. He, of course, was the alien with the snowmen. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah, I do.
That's really one of my last favorite holiday specials. I really love that one.
That was funny.
Thanks, Reed. Anyway, everybody have a great week. We will see you again on Friday doing some more artwork. It's all we're doing now until this book is done, is just drawing and talking shit the way we do. And I love hanging out with Mike and Joe in particular. And I would love to find some other artists that would hang out and draw and actually start drinking on the show other than tea.
Then you probably want Dale Keown.
Well, I like the whole what Brahma and Brian do with booze and boarding.
Yeah.
Cheers, Vince. God bless you. God bless all you guys. We're going to get the hell out of here. Anima, thanks for being here. You're so awesome. Martin, you are just an amazing manager. You're slow sometimes.
I know. I'm old.
But I think that's one of the things that's really cool about you, because it's like, I go, yeah, the last one you posted. What? The last one. Put the last one up. That we had that conversation today. I'm repeating an exact conversation that you and I had today.
I know.
You're in Mexico. Shouldn't you be Speedy Gonzalez?
Andale, arriba. Yeah.
Again, I'm not Mexican. I just
hold on. Just give me some time.
I'm Venezuelan.
My siesta.
You beaches. Well, you guys are awesome. I love doing these shows with you. And I want to thank everybody for being here. And we will see you again Friday. Don't forget, tomorrow, Keith is doing his show in the morning. Do you have any idea, Martin, what he's talking about yet?
We never know at this point.
And speaking
are you telling me? No, you don't know.
He's desperately trying to find messages.
No. I will know the subject for tomorrow's show like in 3 hours or something.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here today, and I hope you appreciate watching Drink and Draw, watching some artists doodle and talk. So everybody have a great week. We'll see you Friday. And again, thanks, everyone. We deeply appreciate it. God bless.